Hello, 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 beloved souls. Thank you for joining me. It's Divine Masculine Mondays. So, I'm going to grab a power animal card for you. When I was tapping into your energy, I got this energy of like really showing up in the world. Like dressing up, showing up, putting your best foot forward, wanting to be like wanting your external self to really show your power, your strength, your majesty, your sovereignty, right? Show that like you're feeling good, you're showing up, you're standing in the light. Like I just got this energy of like an empowered divine masculine, like throwing his shoulders back and head held high. Like just crown on, just very like emperor, very I was gonna say king, but it's higher than a king. Very like emperor, just very just got it. Just standing in their power, standing in their authority, right? Like the lord of his domain, like the king of his castle. Very, very empowered. Very empowered. So let's see what power animals we got coming out for you this week as you're stepping into your power and your majesty and your light. I feel you. I feel you. You better get it. Use your power for good. I'll say that. Way too many. Side message. Look, omen. Right? Yeah. Use your power for good. Nothing wrong with being powerful. Use your power for good. Mm. Koala empathy. Speak less and listen more. Listening is a superpower. It takes resolve, it takes a willingness to sit there and listen, to sit there and really be present in someone else's space and to really listen to what they're saying and not just listening to the words of what they're saying, right? Because when you're quiet and you're tapped into that moment, you're going deeper than the words, right? And so some of you, this isn't a confirmation that your empathic abilities are getting stronger, right? And you are feeling and sensing things. And it's also a reminder that you have two ears and one mouth, right? You're supposed to listen twice as much as you speak, right? When we're speaking, we're kind of just regurgitating what we already know. When you're listening, you're giving yourself an opportunity to learn something. If you're listening, you're giving someone else an opportunity to be heard, thus giving that energy back to yourself, right? Because who doesn't want to be seen? Who doesn't want to be heard? Who doesn't want to be felt at a deeper level, right? So this is just as much as you doing it for them and giving that gift to yourself as well. Beautiful. Love that. Yay, we got flyers coming out. Woo! My baby's back. The eagle. Eagle spirit. Trust in your higher self. When you're listening and you're quiet and you're not talking as much, you can hear what's going on, right? And you can hear whether it's your ego just talking chatter about nonsense, or if it's your higher self tapping in and telling you, ooh, maybe you should go do that because it feels good. Or, ooh, maybe we should go over here because that feels good. Or, maybe you should call that person because you just never know. Like you're getting these inklings, you're getting these touches, you're getting these feelings, right? Especially, I'm getting goosebumps, especially as an empath, right? And so when you're able to be quiet and still and step back and look at things from a higher perspective, right? Get your feelings out of it sometimes, right? Because as an empath, sometimes we get caught up not only in our emotions, but the emotions of those around us, right? So you need to step back and come from a space of observation and not absorption, right? And that's a big lesson for many empaths, especially if you're a light worker. That's a big lesson. You need to observe and not absorb. Don't take it unto yourself, right? You'll get worn out, you get spiritually drained, you'll get overwhelmed by these feelings that are not yours, right? And then the mental chatterbox. So you need to see if you're in a place of calm and peace and poise and self-realization and self-knowledge and self-worth and self-love, then when the little voices are coming, you know if they're not loving, you know that they're not yours, right? And so then you have this awareness like, that's not mine, I release it. Thanks for that, but no thank you. That's not the truth of who I am. And then you have the other chatter, right? The chatter that's gonna like pour love into you, pour light into you. That's gonna be like, you love doing that. Go do that. That person feels nice. That person feels great. We need to do more of that because that makes our soul sing. We love dancing, let's dance. We love singing, let's sing. We love to cook, let's go make an amazing meal, right? And so you're stepping back from the fray of the world, and you're stepping into your own light, your own truth, and you're creating your own, like, just magical bubble over here, right? Away from the nonsense. And when you're observing and not absorbing, you're also able to see people where they're at, right? And not personalize things. You're not taking it upon yourself. You're just seeing everyone for where they're at and where they are and where you are, and you're going about life, right? You're stepping back and you can look at everything with love and realize it's cool, that's where they're at, and that's perfect for where they're at. Everyone's where they're at perfectly in this moment. It has nothing to do with you, right? Your job is to be your best self. And that's it, my divine masculine. That's it. Wow. Snake healing. You are a healer. You guys are being activated, huh? You got empathic abilities coming out. You got the eagle spirit again showing up big time, right? Again, telling you to trust in your higher self. So a lot of you are tuning in and tapping in and are feeling attention and seeing things in a whole new way, right? And so you're being told and guided to get still and to go with that, right? Get still, get silent, and go with it. Go with those nudges you're getting. Why? Because for many of you, this is the gift. Your gift of being activated as a healer. And there are many different types of healers, right? I'm an intuitive healer mostly, but I'm also very clairvoyant, right? So I have multiple things that I work with, but the medicine kind of comes up when it's there. And for many of you, this is it. You're going to start awakening, right? Maybe you're, so maybe some of you are starting to feel it in your body. Like, I'm getting goosebumps all over my body right now. So for some of you, that's what you're getting. You're also intuitives, right? You just feel it. You just know. For some of you, you're working with sound. Some of you are going to be working with color. Some of you are working with energy or see energy. Some of you, light, color, sound, your words. For some of you, it's your words. So as you're writing and speaking, as you're creating using your voice, love and kindness, that is healing less. When you speak, will have that much more value, that much more. Less is more in the sense, right? So you're being guided to watch your words because your words have so much power, and your words have the power to heal. So you're being guided to think, right? Step out of your emotions when you're um observing a situation, and to speak with loving kindness and speak power over it, right? Speak blessings over it, to baptize it with your words. So for many of you, you're being activated in this way. This is definitely one of my gifts, is speaking and speaking the word over people, right? So some of you may be praying more, some of you may be working with mantras, incantations, some of you may be writing more, maybe you're writing a story, or you're drawn to create like a play or a movie or something. There's so much in there for you. And you're to take your time, right? That's the other message. Don't rush it. Whatever this is coming through you, that's going to be very healing and that's able to offer people a different perspective. Whatever this is, give it time to get to the next step. Like, give yourself time. Like, plant the seed, doesn't sprout overnight, right? Like, give it time. You gotta let it fertilize, let it sit, give it a minute, and keep moving forward. But just give yourself time. Don't rush it because this is what you're supposed to be doing. But less is more. I don't think you need to sit back and observe and see things so that you can embody like another aspect of yourself and let that come forth through it. You gotta give yourself a minute where you're at. So it's almost okay. So it's like some of you have awakened to some new spiritual gifts or guidance or talents or things that just, were kind of like asleep for a minute. And now that they're being reactivated, give yourself time here to embody it, right? Give yourself time here to sit with it, to let it sit in your system, to get acclimated before you're trying to move on to the next step. Some of you are jumping too fast, right? You're like, oh, here, like, it's like, no, 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 sit here. Like, you just got here. Let's go through the process. Let's make sure that we have all our, like, I's dotted and our T's crossed before we move on. You're gonna move forward, but sit here with this for a minute. So there's an energy of just like sit and get it. Bottom of the deck, squirrel, shaking, preparation. Get ready for big changes. You have to sit here for a minute. Whatever you're activating, you're doing more. Sit in the stillness, chill, listen, observe, do not absorb, and get ready because this new part of you that's coming through, you gotta be you can't get to the next step until you finish this one, right? And so if you rush to the next thing, you're gonna fuck it up. Long story short, if you move too quick with this, you're gonna fuck it up. Like if there's a delay, if there's a shift, understand that that's what needs to happen for this to happen the right way, or it's gonna get fucked up and you're gonna have to go back to square one. Hurt. I was like, why am I struggling? Okay, yeah, you're doing too much. Oh, divine masculine doing too much? That never happens. That would never happen. That would never happen. You gotta chill, homie. I know. I'm a fire sign. I know. Been in divine masculine energy most of my life. I know. I can be impatient. I get it. I all the way get it. And sometimes you just gotta sit there and be like, you know what? let me let me be good where I'm at right now. Right? It doesn't mean I'm settling here. It's just I'm good where I'm at. Like I'm here right now. Cool. All right. It's like a freaking layover. Think of it like a layover in an airport, right? Like your final destination might be like Paris, France, but you're coming from freaking like LA and maybe you have to stop in New York first before you get there. Cool. So you're gonna like get all pissed off because you're in New York? No, you're gonna like be in New York and maybe instead of like just sitting in the airport, maybe you decide to stay in New York for like a day or two and explore and see what it's about and really enjoy yourself before you gotta go back to the airport and get on back to France because you know that that's your final destination, right? It's like enjoy where I'm at. I'm in the layover. All right, well maybe I'm in the airport bar and I meet some freaking really awesome people and we wouldn't have met if we weren't both like having a layover and sitting in this bar and now like I have a friend in this another part of the world and oh my God, we actually know the same people and we're going in the same place and we're gonna be at the same wedding. Like you never know, right? Because life is dope that way. Life is dope like that. It's like fun and delicious and it gives you opportunities, but if you're not good where you're at, you're gonna miss that shit, right? You're sitting in the airport with an attitude for 2 hours because you got a layover. You're sitting in the airport excited because you got a 2 hour layover in New York. It's like, oh, I have a 2 hour layover in New York. Or, oh, I have a 2 hour layover in New York. Like, all right, who do I know in New York? Who wants to meet me at the airport? Who can I have a drink with? Like, or can I run out of the airport? Do I have time? Or, like, there's just so much. There's so much depending on your perspective, but you got to shift your perspective in order to get that, right? Utter surrender, let go of control. I'm not even gonna read. I'm not even gonna pull any more cards because that was enough. That was enough. Like, enjoy where you're at. Enjoy the freaking process because you're getting prepared for some really greatness. And if you get out of your own way and stop running your mouth and thinking that you can like outthink God and maybe step back and just be like, you know what, universe, I deserve this blessing, and I'm gonna stand here, and I'm gonna stand in my power, and I'm gonna stand in my sovereignty, and I'm gonna let you love on me and see what happens. You'll be delightfully surprised by how much the universe is going to show up and show out for you. Just waiting for you to call on them. They're like, please ask us to bless you. Please ask for some more grace. Please ask for these blessings to come through. Please ask for these blessings. I love it. I love to just be like, thank you that everything that is mine by divine right is now coming to me under grace in the most miraculous and wonderful ways. That is like my favorite thing to say. Amen. And so it is. It's amazing. And then I just wait. I just wait. I just wait. I just wait. I wait for miracles. I wait for delights. I wait for love. I wait for joys. I wait for gifts. I wait for beautiful phone calls. I wait for brilliant messages coming through. I wait for a sunrise, a sunset. I just wait because I know at some point some beautiful, magical thing is going to happen in my life. And I know that it came to me under grace. So I don't have to be worried about it. Because I know that what's mine and what's meant for me, no one can take from me. And I don't want what belongs to anyone else. So I'm good. So when I get something, I know it's mine and I'm stoked about it. Shift your motherfucking perspective. That's all I'm saying. All right. I love you. God loves you. Angels surround you. Have the most amazing week. Get that, get that emperor on. Got your shoulders back, head up. Don't let your crown fall. Shoulders back. I love you. Later.